Have you ever noticed something strange? The people who work the hardest to appear impressive are often the ones hiding the deepest insecurities. They constantly seek attention. They want to be seen as intelligent, successful, strong, or extraordinary. Every achievement must be displayed. Every victory must be announced. Every compliment feels like something they cannot live without. And yet, the more they chase recognition, the emptier they feel when the spotlight fades. Meanwhile, there are people who rarely talk about themselves. They don't feel the need to showcase every accomplishment. They don't fight to win every argument. They don't panic when no one applauds them. They simply move through life with quiet confidence. Calm, steady, at peace. So what separates these two kinds of people? The answer isn't money. It isn't status. It isn't appearance. And it certainly isn't intelligence. The difference lies in one simple question. Where do they place their sense of worth? Psychology tells us that every human being longs to be accepted. From the moment we are born, we begin to understand ourselves through the reactions of others. When we are praised, we feel valuable. When we are ignored, we begin to question our worth. At first, this is a natural part of growing up, but over time, many of us make a dangerous mistake. We begin to believe that our value depends entirely on how other people see us. And from that moment on, we stop living as ourselves. Instead, we become performers. We choose our words to gain approval. We hide our weaknesses to appear strong. We carefully build an image that looks perfect from the outside, while quietly falling apart on the inside. Little by little, we lose our freedom, because every decision is no longer guided by our values. It is guided by a single question: what will people think? In today's world, this invisible battle has become even more exhausting. Every day we scroll through endless images of success. Perfect bodies, luxury lifestyles, dream careers, happy relationships, lives that seem effortless. Without realizing it, our minds begin to compare. Why isn't my life like theirs? Or why am I falling behind? Or maybe I'm not enough. But what we forget is this. We are comparing our everyday reality to someone else's carefully edited highlights. That comparison slowly steals our peace. And once peace is gone, we begin chasing something that can never truly satisfy us. Validation. Validation feels good. A compliment can brighten your day. A kind comment can make you smile. But if your happiness depends entirely on those moments, then you've handed the steering wheel of your life to other people. Imagine a ship changing direction every time the waves move. That is what happens when your self-worth depends on external approval. One day you're praised, you feel unstoppable. The next day you're criticized, you feel broken, then you're ignored. And suddenly you wonder if you matter at all. Not because you changed. The Stoic philosophers understood this long before the age of social media. We cannot force respect, but we can always control our character. Our responses is where true freedom begins. They have been rejected. They have doubted themselves. The difference is that instead, and once someone truly knows themselves, imagine an ancient tree standing alone in a silent forest. It never compares its height to the trees around it, nor does it become smaller because someone ignores it. Quietly, with roots that reach deeper every year, is what real confidence looks like. It is silent, because a person who truly knows their worth never feels the need to constantly explain why they deserve it. We assumed confidence meant standing above everyone else. True confidence has never been about looking impressive. So the question is no longer, the real question is, that is the journey we are about to begin. Psychology reveals about the human need for validation, because their confidence is built from within, not borrowed from the opinions of others. But because your identity was never truly yours, they taught that we cannot control how others see us. We cannot guarantee admiration. Our choices, and that people who possess genuine confidence were not born fearless. They have failed. They have experienced disappointment just like everyone else. At some point, they stopped asking the world to define who they are. They chose to know themselves. They no longer waste their life trying to convince everyone else of their value. It never shouts about its strength. It does not become greater because someone admires it. It simply continues to grow, patiently, that it is calm. It does not beg for attention. Perhaps we have misunderstood confidence all along, but maybe it has always been about becoming someone who no longer needs to prove anything. How can I make people admire me? Shirte, how can I become someone who respects themselves, even when no one is watching? Together, we will explore not only what, but also how. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the strongest people are often the quietest.